Hey out there, this is Wakeangel2K1, bringing you a review of a figure that I really didn't think I would buy until I realized, hey, wait a second, there's a custom I want to make that Link would be the perfect base for, so why do I not have it? It is, of course, Goron Tunic Link. It is basically a repaint of the original Ocarina of Time Link. Well, isn't the World of Nintendo line just so convenient for Jakks Pacific? I mean, Nintendo was sitting on this perfect opportunity for a toy line for decades and never really took advantage of it. I mean, how many of their characters have forms that have new powers depending on just the color of their costumes? I mean, all you gotta do is repaint Mario's clothes red and white, and boom, you got Fire Mario. With Link, you put him in red clothing, and he's the fireproof Goron Tunic Link. And I'm almost 100% certain that if you paint his tunic blue, we'll be seeing the Zoro Tunic Link possibly by the next wave, if not the wave after, so that they can make us miss the mold a little bit. So yeah, this is absolutely the regular Ocarina of Time Link figure, just with red instead of green. So they didn't really skip on anything. And it's exactly the same figure that you always seen before. He has universal shoulders, so all around good for a sword-wielding guy. He has elbows. One elbow gets a solid 90, the other one gets a little bit past 90. Universal wrist joints, which are awesome. He also has bicep swivels. All that is well and good. There's a waist joint, ball-jointed hips, slightly restricted by the skirt, but the skirt does open up a little bit, giving you just a little bit more range. The sculpting of the butt prevents the legs from going back very far, but they can go forward. If you stretch the rubber of his tunic, they can actually go almost all the way to a sitting position. Knees that go a solid 90, boot cut swivel, and universally jointed ankles, which both go up and down, and they rotate. So the figure is actually extremely well articulated. There's only really a couple of flaws. The first flaw, of course, has to do with the sculpting of his right arm. As you can see, that's as low as it goes. For some reason, when they sculpted this figure, they decided that his right arm would go out like this. I'm guessing it was to support the weight of the shield, but like when he's not holding the shield, it looks really weird. Like his arm is just like out there. Let's bring in my first Ocarina of Time Link in the original green clothing, and you can see the modifications I made. Yeah, so if you look inside, you see the reason the arm doesn't go in is because the sleeve is so big and cylindrical. What I did with my original Ocarina of Time Link was I simply cut into that sleeve and then carved around the ball joint. It was a very simple little mod, which left the arm able to go much closer to the torso, giving him a much more symmetrical neutral stance. Yeah, I'm going to do the same mod to this Link eventually. I did not, however, do it to my Dark Link mod, because I wasn't sure if I cut into this black plastic, would it still be the same black underneath, or would it be a grayer plastic? I didn't want to risk leaving any scars that would be visible in this plastic, especially considering the fact that that this is an exclusive figure from Spencer's that cost significantly more. So I'm not gonna risk damaging the more expensive exclusive figure. Okay, so besides the red clothes, I think there's just something about the red they went with. It kind of washes out his details. Like if you look at Link here, like you can easily see the shadow of his collar, and his belt stands out. Admittedly, his belt is red, but you know, maybe they could have painted the belt brown here so it doesn't just melt into the, you know, the tunic and make it look like he just has a random buckle stuck to his shirt. Because the belt is still sculpted in there if you look close. It's just that since the clothes around it are also red, there's really nothing to delineate it. And also, like, you see, I don't know, they definitely did not blackwash the figure to enhance the shading the first time, so I'm guessing it's just the way this red reacts to light. It kind of is too reflective and doesn't cast very effective shadows, so detailing just gets lost. Like, it's just physics. The raw nature of the color of his clothing causes him to lose definition in his sculpt. It's actually quite an interesting effect. I could probably write a thesis on this. I'm actually wondering if the blue Tunic Link will have a similar effect. Will the blue clothing have a washing out effect like the red one, or will it actually have more of a shadow contrast and look possibly better than the green one? Only time will tell. So this is the third time that Jakks Pacific has used the mold of the Ocarina of Time Link. And the second one that you could get at mass retail, because once again, Dark Link was an exclusive, and I don't think anything has really suffered for the most part, at least mold-wise. If anything, Goron Tunic Link here has slightly tighter joints in his hips and knees than my first one did. He comes with the exact same accessory that the first Ocarina of Time Link did, the Hylian Shield, and I already forgot which one came with my original one. I'm starting to lean towards this one. Like, I guess if you look really close, you can pick out a few paint flaws on this one. Like, you can see like the triangle at the bottom is a little bit off center. I think this is the one that came with Goron Tunic Link here. And I don't know, it just feels a little bit rushed. Like they painted this in a hurry. Like, don't they have cold, unfeeling machines that do this part? Why can't they get these things to align the paint job well? It's just weird. The sword is pretty much identical as well. Although there is the odd paint flub, mostly on this side. You see that there's a little bit of blue paint that got here, and on one of the rivets at the bottom of the scabbard. You know, it's not a major deal breaker, but at least this is how I know that this is the one that went with him, because it has a paint flaw. Although the blade of it is exactly the same. It's that same white plastic. There is it wasn't given that cool silver paint job that the Shadow Link's was given. Dark Link. I always called him Shadow Link, but his official name is Dark Link. I don't think I like that very much. Alright, so this has been just a quickie little review, although it has stretched to 8 minutes, so I'm going to sign off right now. If you missed the Ocarina, if you missed the green suit, then this is pretty much exactly the same. There's really no loss, really. So it's pretty much exactly the same figure. Alright, see you guys next time. Hopefully this guy will be customized into something really awesome really soon.